Today we celebrate the feast, the memorial, technically, of St. Anthony of Padua. We're all familiar with him, I think. I'm sure many of us turned to him when we've lost our keys, He's the patron saint of lost things. But he's so much more, right? And just learning about the guy's life tells us more about who he is. And one thing I didn't know, or maybe I did, I forgot, I don't know, but he was actually he was first part of the Augustinians, I believe, and then he then he joined the Franciscans. So this was back in the 12th century, or maybe the 13th century, the 1200s. But anyway, he's Franciscan, and I don't know if he was a contemporary of Francis himself or not, but he was one of the early members of the Franciscans. But he didn't start there. He was ordained a priest, and then he joined the Franciscans. So interesting. But he's really actually noted for being one of the first Franciscans to study and teach theology. His theological mind was very deep. And I find that really interesting because the Franciscans aren't known, at least in popularity, for their theological contributions. We kind of just think of them, those guys that serve the poor. I don't know if you have this thought or not, but they're very rich in their theological contributions to the church. And I think just to kind of share my cards a little bit, I think they got snuffed out by the Dominicans a little bit. I like them both, but primarily in seminary, it's very Dominican ordered. Like there's a lot of Thomas Aquinas, like him a lot of that stuff. Any Franciscan theology? None. There's none. Those guys are very rich if you tap into it. Duns Scotus. There's a couple other big hitters. I won't get myself stuck by calling the wrong guys something. But anyway, guys like the Anthony of Padua, other Franciscan contributors, very rich in theology. I like it a lot, especially the Marian theology. Just so you know. Okay, where do they get this stuff? I think they have a great insight into theology because of their understanding of poverty. Our Franciscans are known for being poor in all ways. I mean, they don't own anything, and, they're very austere in that regard. At least their history is. But I think that gives them an insight into the theological life that a lot of other thinkers don't necessarily have. Their radical poverty. We see it a little bit in the gospel today. I mean, our Lord is basically, if someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn your other one to him as well. If anyone wants your tunic, give him your cloak as well. I think at the very heart of poverty is a detachment, right? To just the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. I don't cling to it, and if you can go back to our first reading, Nahum clinged to the land. And we didn't get what he wanted. He was disturbed, And wait till you read the rest of the story. It's disturbing what attachment can do to us. Poverty is freeing. Whether you have riches or not, you can still be detached. That's poverty of spirit. And that gives us a real insight into the nature of God. So anyway, if we want to kind of gain those deep theological perspectives like Anthony of Padua did, shoot for poverty, poverty of spirit, that detachment